What's his name? Curty, whatever. I've just been watching your video. Free energy is like crap, or whatever. And I wanted to respond to your B-52 ring on no fuel. Now, I don't think it runs on whatever, it's just got a normal jet engine in it. Yeah, as we can see when it takes off, it's got the thrust lines coming out the back of it, but it's got a jet engine. But if you know anything about Sir Frank Whittle, the English inventor of the jet engine, although I don't think he's the inventor of the jet engine, though he is well renowned for the invention of the jet engine, you will look into his initial engines and you'll find that once his engine got up to around about 20,000 to 30,000 RPM, I don't know the exact RPM, but at a certain point it got to a revolution and a compression inside the engine where you could shut the fuel off, and he did shut the fuel off completely, and try putting the brakes on, because it had brakes on it and everything, and you just literally couldn't stop this engine until it accelerated to the point where it blew itself to bits. Thus we know with air you can get more power out than what you put in, because once you've got the jet engine, this original Sir Frank Whittle design, up to a certain speed, it just accelerates on its own, and you can put a great big generator on the back of that, obviously. I don't want to harp on about it, but that is a true fact. Sir Frank Whittle had to redesign the engine, the intake of the engine, to make sure that the throttling device was going to throttle it, to make sure it was going to hold it back and not let it carry on and destroy itself. That's a fact. You can research that, okay? I don't want to argue with you because I know that's a fact. Secondly, Tesla. You said transmitting electricity across the oceans is impossible. Well, in fact, a new device just last year, 2006, has been launched onto the market where they're transmitting electricity. Okay, it's only within the house, but you can recharge your laptop and in fact power your laptop without a battery in it inside your house without it connecting to the mains now. You can recharge your telephone batteries in your mobile phones without the cable. You just leave it on the desk and it gets charged by the chargers in the wall. This technology has just been released now, so I don't dispute that you're a little bit skeptical of Tesla beaming electricity across the world and that the copper companies held him back and suppressed his information. I don't deny that you're a little bit skeptical about that, but accept it that it's today's technology, and you can actually buy it now in America, this technology, to recharge your laptop batteries, to recharge your telephone batteries and what have you. And well, if we could build it today, we could build it 100 years ago, we could build it 500 years ago, but the fact is the technology is there today, so the technology is not impossible. So it is a possibility that Tesla did this years ago. Excuse me. Now, on top of that, you understand what radio waves are. That is an energy, and it's a wave, and you actually make a radio pickup device, let's say a wireless, is what we would call it in England, is what picks up the radio waves, and you can tune into what we would say is Radio 1 or other radio stations and pick up music from the air. And you do understand that these are waves that you can't see, that are floating through the air. They'll come through your house, into inside your house, or through your car, inside, or actually you can get your ear on the outside of the car, so forget that one. Basically you can have a radio inside your house. It could be a brick house, it could be a skyscraper made out of metal or concrete, and the radio waves will penetrate through the wall and hit the aerial in that radio, and then you will amplify that and make a music or a voice or some other audible sound out of that. That's a radio wave. Now, Tesla sending electricity through the air, radio waves, very, very similar things. And that's how this new technology that I'm telling you, which recharges your laptop batteries and keeps your laptop going without batteries inside it and so on and so forth, and will power your televisions and so on and so forth in the future. That's how this thing works, using electronic waves. Now, I know some of the things in this documentary, and I haven't watched it yet. I'm just about to watch it. I've watched the first episode of it, or the first segment of it. I'm objective. I'm a very objective person. I watch loads and loads of documentaries and films and read loads and loads of things, right? But I don't just spurt off the cuff, yeah, without reading loads of stuff. You know, I've read stuff from early Sumerian civilizations right through to modern technology. So, you know, I know stuff like the Baghdad battery, which most people think's impossible, but there you go. It's real. 6,000 years ago we were using electricity. Now please read your stuff. I know you're German, and I know you've got a lot of clever stuff comes out of Germany, or you sound German to me. But let's start thinking Japanese in future and not European, because I'm European as well, and we are thick in Europe. Yeah. Let's stop thinking European, let's start thinking Japanese. Forward, let's go forward and do things instead of holding people back and say conspiracy theory, because there's no conspiracy, they're just trying to open your mind. And even if only 20% of the facts in their documentary are true, well, 20% of it's true, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? 20% of what the government tell you on your news channels are true. Well, 50%. A certain percentage of it is lies anyway. A certain percentage of the stuff that you hear on the news is propaganda. It might be 5%, it might be 10%, but do you understand? Some of it will be true, what you've heard in that documentary. It's amazing, but it's true.